up is for something that is coming to HBO, and it's called The Plot Against America. I don't know if this is a movie or a series, but I heard that it is an alternate reality about like America's past or something like that, and fascism and whatever. So let's go ahead and jump into this right now.
My intention in running for the presidency
Is that Kennedy?
is preventing America from taking part in another world war. Your choice is not between Charles A. Lindbergh and Franklin Delano Roosevelt. It is between Lindbergh and war.
Or maybe not. It's a series. Okay.
What if Lindbergh does win?
Everyone sees what he is.
To most people in this country, there's never been a bigger hero in their lifetime.
The Jewish people and the Roosevelt administration.
Yes? He's calling us war agitators. Listen to that crowd.
There are so many who don't trust him.
And I'm gonna do my best to convince them otherwise.
There's a lot of hate out there.
Okay.
He knows how to tap into it.
Admittedly, Mr. Lindbergh made statements grounded in anti-Semitic cliche, but he did so out of ignorance.
This is how it starts. Since everywhere he goes, Hitler beats down and shoots the Jews, there may be a time when he comes here, to America, to beat down and shoot us. What will our president do then?
We only think we're Americans. Maybe it's too early to leave, but it's not too early to have a backup plan.
I'm tired of turning my cheek.
Charles Lindbergh is a hero.
This is not an evil man.
Oh, so he was supposed to be Lindbergh. Looked like Kennedy to me.
Tell me, does that begin to address your fears?
All right. So this kind of surprised me. I am not familiar with the book that this is based on. But with regard to Charles Lindbergh, if I'm not mistaken, I had heard or had read somewhere that he was pretty fascistic. That's the right way to say it. He was like a communist or something. And he, just very, I guess, authoritarian, totalitarian. That's what I've heard. I have not dug deeply into that to find out more specifics, but it wouldn't surprise me. So as I'm watching this, I'm thinking that this is drawing off of that. So I'm curious to check it out. The subject matter is... Stuff like this is just so freaking depressing and frustrating because, cultural conditioning about certain things, or just brainwashing, or just any type of conditioning about a certain mindset can be so hard to break people out of, and it can turn so dangerous and deadly when people have this, and whatever it's about. I mean, it can be about a bunch of different things. It doesn't necessarily have to be this sort of, like any type of supremacy sort of mindset. And anybody is susceptible to this. And it's something that happens kind of slowly, and it's hard to figure out a way to stop it or to change it. And it's just like, it makes you feel so helpless when you watch. Well, I mean, it makes me feel helpless when I watch stuff like this, and so frustrating. And it's like you feel like you should just be able to shake people and just talk sense into them. And yet that's not how the human brain works. That's not how people are. People, some people have been able to, for sure, move away from destructive types of mindsets about whatever things that they for a long time felt were right and true. That was the way it should be. And it's people don't like to admit that they're wrong. And so it's hard to get people to change their ideas about certain things. And so that's why subject matter like this is so frustrating for me and scary. because you know how people can be. But I'm curious. It says it's a limited series, so it's only going to be, a few episodes long and it's not coming back. It's based on a book, so obviously they can't, well, I say they can't, but sometimes movies or shows that are based on a written work, they still come back with more stuff, even though there's no more written material. But it sounds to me like this is just going to be based on the book, and that's it. I'm kind of curious to check out the book. Like I said, I'd never heard of it. So, it's kind of intriguing to me, even though for the same reason that I already mentioned as far as stuff like this about watching it, I'll feel the same way about listening to the story. Except the story will go on longer. So I'll be frustrated longer or annoyed longer or worried longer. Despite the fact that I do like conflict. There's some conflict in stories that it's so annoying and troublesome to me that it's not something that I necessarily want to watch or listen to or whatever. So, this is something that I would check out, but I'm certainly not in a rush to try to get my hands on it whenever it's available to check out. It's on HBO, so at some point I'll still be able to see it if I want to. And while I'm sort of intrigued just to find out how it ends, and also to find out more about the whole aspect here of Charles Lindbergh, I'm not in a huge rush. So, anyway, there's that. The trailer was under 2 minutes long, and I feel like it went okay. I feel like it flowed okay. We have they laid out the narrative for us very clearly. You have a good idea what it's about. No real question. It didn't feel draggy, and it didn't feel so short that it left you frustrated as far as, like trying to understand what it's about. So no real complaints as far as the trailer goes. But, yeah. Okay, well, there's this one under my belt, so I'm going to sign off. Bye.